It's DrJonathan Live. Yeah, DrJonathan Live. Thanks for tuning into the show, where all things medical can go. With Dr. Jonathan, yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's DrJonathan Live.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special edition of Dr. Jonathan Live. I'm your host, Dr. Jonathan, and we have a very special guest with us on the show today. Live from Chicago, Illinois, we have Phillips Demming, who is one of the stars of Bravo's 100 Days of Summer, the new hit reality series, which is based right here in Chicago, airs on Tuesday nights at 10/9 Central. Phillips, thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And you brought
an interview. I was super excited when you followed me on Twitter. I was like, oh my God, it's Dr. Jonathan.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's great to hear that. There seem to be a few points of drama so far on the show. And I'm just going to mention some. Let me know if I'm forgetting any. But some of the major ones, I think, is, of course, the relationship with you and Jay, and him wanting to get the uniforms made for his opening, and also the drama between Pascale and Vince's girlfriend, and that whole blow-up that happened in the bathroom, which I think was the climax of the entire series so far. In those two situations, do you think those were accurately portrayed?
I think that there's going to be more emphasis on the people that whine the most.
Good point.
So, you know, if Vince were like, poor me, how malicious, how come she didn't negate that rumor right when Jay said it?
Yes.
You know, like, then probably people would be like, oh, that's horrible. Right? But instead,
Yes.
he was like, that's not cool. And, you know, Jay is like, why hasn't anyone confronted me? And, like,
sure.
In my mind, I'm thinking, because it's not worth the effort. Like, what would be the point? Like, why would Vince confront Jay about it?
Yeah. Were you there that evening that the Pascale had that blow up in the bathroom with all those other people?
Yeah. So I was there, and it was outdoors. We were outdoors.
That's right, the rooftop.
Not outdoors. So it was 2 bars and an elevator bank and indoors away. So, I mean, I didn't know it was happening. She didn't, like, say, hey, I'm going to use the bathroom and start something. Like, come in.
I see.
So
Okay.
she never said that. So it just, I didn't know it happened until Jess came back and was talking to Vince. And they show that where I'm like, oh, this is awkward.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was the only cast member that actually went and checked on Pascale in the bathroom. And there are some things that are missing then after that, why I walked away, including getting yelled at.
You got yelled at by Pascale?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
And I can kind of understand why. I mean, it's a high drama situation, and I think she thought I was lecturing her and whatnot, but end of story. Even what you do see, like, I was the only person that went there. And then the only other time I saw her maybe being attacked was, well, the only time was when she was talking to Vince, which I didn't really see Vince yelling at her. And I don't know, I wasn't going to, like, walk up and stand in between them. Like, that'd be kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
So I am still to this day confused on how I am a bad friend that left her alone to be attacked. And I mean, there was an entire episode about how that is so really upsetting, and I was aware that she thought I was a bad friend, and when we met up, she was like, yeah, you haven't reached out to me. I'm like, shocker. I mean, like, why would, I was the only person that went there, and you're saying that, like, I'm a horrible friend. Like, I don't really want to do that. And also, like, I have a neurological disorder that.
What neurological disorder?
Oh, it's a type of dysautonomia called POTS.
Okay.
So it's something where I am not supposed to be in those situations. So I thought it was, like, a pretty big deal that, like, I went into that situation for her. And the idea that she kind of took that as me being a bad friend, I was over it. Like I was over it. I was like, you're talking to someone that can have like pulmonary failure in like a second.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Yeah. So when that's pretty much why I was defensive when we met up, because of that. And I said, like, what I don't know if they show this or not, but I said, like, what should I have done differently? And then she goes back into like, I was alone. I was,
Sure.
Nothing. She never actually is, to this day. I still do not know what I should have done differently. If I was supposed to like intervene with her and Vince.
Sure.
If I was supposed to like, because I don't drink, I should know if people are fighting in a different building. I don't know. But that was the idea. And she was like, I want to still be close. And I said, I don't, because I would do these things again. And this hurts you. And I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to be a bad friend. You can't tell me to like how to not be. So,
well,
I mean, logically that made sense to me.
What's your relationship with Pascale now?
I was still nice to her. I mean,
do you talk? We
used
friends?
to. Oddly enough, like when she saw that episode where she was saying I was a bad friend, she's mad at me again. And she's like, you've just always been a fake friend. And I was like, what did I do? Please tell me, because I want to improve myself. I want to be a better person. Like I don't want people to think that.
Sure.
I want to be there for my friends. And instead, like, she just yelled at me. Well, not yelled at me.
So
she has.
It sounds like you're not really close friends now.
No, I mean,
not anymore.
I think she's a nice person, and I think she's doing very well.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean.
But after the show ended, when's the last time you all saw each other? Maybe at the premiere party?
Well, yeah. Other than the premiere, yeah.
Okay.
Because
all right.
She spends like her time in LA for the most part.
And are things amongst your group of friends basically back to the way they used to be? You and Vince, and you and Jay, you and Tara. Or has this kind of changed your relationship? This show.
I never really hung out with Jay before the show.
Okay.
And after that whole like rumor thing, I went to the party, like the opening party, because that's like, I'm not gonna just not show up. Like that's rude. But I never spoke to him again. Like except for like, like a nice text every once in a while if it had to do with the show. But like we just didn't have like a reason to. He didn't seem like overly
your acquaintances. You don't have to be.
I was like,
I don't have to be best friends with everybody on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there was like a friendship there that happened other than for the show. But Vince and I are still really close friends. Tara and I are very close friends.